Heated shenanigans, working stiffer than mannequins. Vader time like a mannequin, mega powers, I'm savage and beat the babbling. Got him shook off the verbal acumen. I'm the main event, meaning nobody coming after him. The topics we be tackling, ankle locking and tapping them. I hate seafood, but I might throw the Boston crab on him. You know sometimes it gets heated. You know sometimes it gets heated.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Heated Shenanigans Podcast live stream, Friday Night Smackdown. Have the co-host here momentarily once he finishes his sandwich. So, hope everybody out there has been doing well. We appreciate all of you guys. Craig, what's going on, brother? It's always good to have you in the chat with us, Craig. Well, we had about 4 hours worth of commercials on a 3-hour show on Monday. So let's see if we get a little bit better results this week as we go to start for SmackDown. So they're recapping Money in the Bank as we kick this off. We're getting closer to SummerSlam, which means it might be close to time for the return of the Tribal Chief. There's also been a lot of rumors that Randy Orton is going to be facing Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I don't particularly buy into those just yet. I think we're going to get Solo and Cody. I'm on the fence on if Cody actually wins that or not. I could see Cody losing to Solo. I don't think that's out of the question, especially given how everything happened at Money in the Bank. We are getting ready here. Hour and a half of commercials. So I'm being told on Raw that there was an hour and a half of commercials, literally half the show. Hour and a half in 1 second. So over half the show was commercials. We got robbed on Monday night. Hopefully SmackDown a little bit better with the commercials. But they did pay it off. Mommy returned at the end of Raw. And super excited for what's going to happen next. Coming up on next Monday night. Cody Rhodes. Is he not wearing the belt? Man cried for that belt for over 2 years. He doesn't even wear it when he has it. Jey Uso is cleared to return. Do you mean Jimmy Uso by chance, Craig? Oh, here comes Tiffany Stratton to kick off SmackDown. I meant Jimmy. Okay, that's kind of what I thought you meant. I just wasn't sure. I was like, wait, did I miss something with Jay? Was Jay hurt? And well, welcome in, Mr. Havoc here.
If I may, as I have said,
yes,
I don't think we're seeing Jimmy until very last when we get this bloodline versus the OG bloodline, new bloodline. I think Jimmy's going to be the last person to show up. I think Roman starts, then Jay comes in. But it would be good to see Jimmy back. I'm ready to see him back.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jimmy back either. I think
but he's going to get destroyed if he walks into that.
They had that. I don't know what you thought of that match between Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania. I wasn't in love with the match.
Wasn't no Brett versus Owen. With all due respect, it was still very cool. I thought it would be longer, and I just thought there was going to be more than what we got.
So I guess the big question we have right now on SmackDown is: does Tiffany cash in on Bailey, or is she going to go to Raw and cash in on Liv Morgan?
Trying to think of which side. I think they're pretty even on as far as like talent wise, but face to heels, what do we need here? Is Tiffany officially a babyface?
No. This woman's a heel.
Okay.
This woman is.
I said when she won it, she's definitely cashing in on Bailey. Bailey got her moment. I like Bailey, but I think they're gonna have her cash in on her.
You know who she kind of reminds me of now that she's talking? Carmella.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Speaking of, where is she going?
Raw. Oh, she's been out. She popped out the kid, and then she hasn't been back since. I think she should sit on the Money in the Bank. There's no need to rush. You threw away. You punted the men's Money in the Bank away. I sit on this with Tiffany. Well, here comes the champ.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great question by Parker. When will Andrew Martin Test be in the Hall of Fame? It's long overdue. I don't know.
Respectfully, I don't know if he's going to get it.
Yep.
Due to
Circumstances, but he died of steroids.
My point that I'm sure they want to stray away from.
Okay.
I think he deserves to be there too. But man, I don't know.
I think it would be normally WWE puts in at least one dead wrestler around the Hall of Fame. And sadly, they have a lot to choose from.
If they would be real about it and just let someone tell his side to be like, at least he would be honored.
I wouldn't mind seeing Tess get in. Miss Elizabeth would be a great option to get in as well, as the cat tries to make his appearance here. Tiffany Stratton reminds me of Mariah May. I could see it. I've also seen people compare her to Mandy Rose. Chris Benoit won't be in the Hall of Fame. No, he will not. That is great. Yeah, Benoit ain't ever getting in. I don't even think Bailey's going to retain again when she faces Nia Jax.
Tiffany ain't going to cash in on her.
I don't think she'd cash in on Nia, but I don't think Bailey is going to beat Nia.
She just called her out and said she's going to be the first to not successfully cash in. The pop will be there, so they've got to let Tiffany do it.
You think if she beats Nia, she's a face?
Yeah.
Do you like Chris Kanyon, WWE? Oh, dude, I loved Kanyon. Nobody better than Kanyon. Canyon Cutter? Loved Chris Kanyon. I thought he had an underrated career. He didn't really get a long run in WWE. He kind of got cast aside, especially after the invasion angle fizzled out, which that was an atrocity. Bailey is screwed at SummerSlam. Yeah? What? One of the women standing in the ring without the title is going to be the women's champion at SummerSlam. Bailey pulled the whole wagon into SmackDown tonight. Bailey babyface. I've missed it. I've missed it. But I do agree with the comment earlier at SummerSlam. Bailey is screwed. She ain't walking out. Canyon was better in WCW as Mortis. Really? You didn't like Canyon on his own? Not even the Jersey Triad Canyon? Jordan Ryan May was the only thing we were talking about all week. That's fair. She had a good heel turn on AEW. That was a heck of a heel turn.
Was it a heel turn? Because isn't Tony Storm technically a heel?
Oh, well, I mean,
I thought I heard some cheers.
There's a lot of blood in that angle, too. She whipped her ass with that title. Personal Barbie doll. She's going to clock Bailey from behind with that title. Or that briefcase.
Oh, man.
And Bailey has no friends unless it's Naomi.
Someone's coming.
The hell is that?
That's me.
Whoa! That kendo stick. I would have thought Naomi would have came out for the save. Did you all see Cody and Bailey interview? No. What happened with it, Jordan? Let us know. Well, guys, as we've come to our first commercial break, we're going to go ahead and play a couple of clips from prior guests on the podcast. So, everybody, we will see you back here at the conclusion of the commercials.
So during the pandemic, that's when I started doing it, when TikTok became really popular with the dances. And my mom lived with me for a little while in my townhouse. And, you know, she was like obviously unemployed at the time because of COVID. So I would like throw my mom in a lot of these dances. So my mom just recently like actually said, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did these dances with you. She's like, I look terrible. How'd you make me do this? So I actually laughed because I would like force her to do them with me. So I'd say like those dances that I used to do, the ones that were really trendy, were a lot of fun. I did some multiple times, which like, I don't know. And some of them when I just watch, I'm just like, ooh, they're a little cringe, but I think it's funny. And I think people could relate to that as well. Cause like they may look at me and think that I'm more like serious and I'm not really like, you know, like silly like that. So during the pandemic, that's when I started doing it, when TikTok became really popular with the dances. And my mom lived with me for a little while in my townhouse. And, you know, she was like obviously unemployed at the time because of COVID. So I would like throw my mom in a lot of these dances. So my mom just recently like actually said, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did these dances with you. She's like, I look terrible. How'd you make me do this? So I actually laughed because I would like force her to do them with me. So I'd say like those dances that I used to do, the ones that were really trendy, were a lot of fun. I did some multiple times, which like, I don't know. And some of them when I just watch, I'm just like, ooh, they're a little cringe, but I think it's funny. And I think people could relate to that as well. Cause like they may look at me and think that I'm more like serious and I'm not really like.
With Roman and, you know, the Usos and now Solo Sikoa and, you know, a few other family members that has yet to join the crew. I think to me, I'd have to say the Bloodline era is probably the, you know, best era in this family moving forward, you know, and, you know, because of just how the times have changed, you know, and, you know, what the kids have done to be able to, you know, I love it that we have our Polynesian people out front and center, and we're not that, you know, stigma of, you know, being animals. Like we got college educated kids in the front line, you know, kids that can speak, kids that, you know, we do wear shoes, you know, our ways of our cultures of wanting to be the best. And with Roman and, you know, the Usos and now Solo Sikoa and, you know, a few other family members that has yet to join the crew. I think for me, I'd have to say the Bloodline era is probably the, best era in this family moving forward, and, because of just how the times have changed, and, what the kids have done to be able to, I love it that we have our Polynesian people out front and center, and we're not that, stigma of, being animals. Like, we got college educated kids in the front line, kids that can speak, kids that, we do wear shoes, our ways of our cultures of wanting to be the best. And with Roman, one of those bookings that just kind of happened, and then, we all, put our creative minds together and, kind of just added on different things from the worm to the, to the Michael Jackson, to the, to the dancing part of Tuku, and we kind of made it our own when we came out for the first time together. And
all right, guys, we are back. About to get into some tag team action here on Friday Night Smackdown. But I want to touch back on this, the Cody Bailey interview. Jordan, no, fill us in here in the chat. Let us know, what did we miss with that? We're going to go back and revisit Money in the Bank here before the tag team match. There were so many people that were hyping up the women's Money in the Bank. I don't know if it was better than the men's.
Nah. I enjoyed that men's.
Dude, Chelsea got a lot of praise for this match. A lot of people were very happy backstage with, and she's in a neck brace. Is Piper on a blade? That's a nail file. Have you don't have Netflix, do you?
I do.
There's a show I want to tell you about that she sounds very, very similar to. Also, it's not a tag team match. It's going to be Michin versus Nia Jax. I think it's safe to say Nia is going to pick up the victory.
Yeah, I forgot she won the Queen of the Ring already until they just said that. And it showed her picture up there. She didn't wear a crown out.
Oh, sorry, Cody didn't have the title on earlier, so. But, he just had to have that damn belt. It's like when you take a kid to the store and you buy them a toy and then they never play with it after they get home. Apparently, though, there were a lot of leaked matches for SummerSlam. We got Jimmy Uso will reunite with Jay to form the Yeet Usos. They're going to have to do something with Jay. I don't ever want to see them go one-on-one again. Once, that was good enough for me. I don't. Have you, Brett, from the time that you've been watching Raw since Jay's been on his own, he's done collectively nothing in a singles run, right? Like,
well, no, because Jimmy cost him every single opportunity he had.
Jimmy,
but as much as I think everyone wants to see an Uso reunion, I do believe Jay is top 3 in merch sales. So, yeah, kind of hard to take that away from somebody, in my opinion. But
fair. I think that we'll see a little bit more Jay Uso on his own. Again, there's no guarantee that we get the Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series. It's heavily speculated. I'm hopeful Roman returns at SummerSlam. We're kind of getting to that point where he should be returning soon. The question is, when he returns, is Cody the champ or is it Solo?
Man, Cody's gonna be the champ.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, Cody's gonna beat Solo somewhere along there. I think maybe, call me crazy, but maybe we get Roman and Cody face to face, and Roman is like, "Hey, something of a handshake, and like I acknowledge you for ending this reign," and then he switches to Solo to begin the Roman and Solo feud. That's my opinion.
I could see Solo Roman concluding at the latest the Rumble. I don't think we get Roman and Solo at WrestleMania. That does not feel like a WrestleMania type feud.
Can see where you're going there with that. So then Roman enters the Rumble and lets Cody know if he wins, he'll be coming.
Yeah, but do we want to see Roman win the Royal Rumble?
No, it's not that. It's just throwing it out there.
Because
you got to throw Roman out of the Rumble to win it. That's, don't you know?
I think if we're looking at the Royal Rumble, which by the way is in Indianapolis, Indiana, we're finally getting a Royal Rumble. Who would you like to see win the Royal Rumble? I know it's a little early.
I personally like to see a new winner.
Okay.
But I'll get back to you on that. Hopefully by the end of this.
Because
that's a tough call. Because there's a few people that I would definitely want to say, but they've already won. So
I would not rule out. I feel if Gunther does not win the title at SummerSlam, he is winning the Royal Rumble. Hey, how's it going? I feel again like if Gunther's unsuccessful at SummerSlam, I do think he's a leading candidate for the Royal Rumble. I would also not rule out the possibility of maybe Jay winning the Royal Rumble
and getting the belt at Mania.
Now
I think I think the World Heavyweight title has to be almost used for somebody to get a big moment, like Seth not winning the Rumble or winning the title at WrestleMania. I think it's that title right now where it's sitting. I think it's set up to be used for a big moment for someone. No matter who's holding it, whoever wins the Rumble will go on to win that title, because we're getting Cody versus Rock.
Yeah, I think Cody Rock's definitely on the table. The other person I think that could be winning the Royal Rumble, I would not rule out Braun Breaker.
I don't know about that.
SmackDown, yes, indeed. Who's the most successful champion in WWE in 2024 so far? I mean, it's got to be Cody, right? Is it Roman? Damian. That's an interesting one. Definitely isn't Drew. You got to hold it longer than a TikTok video to be able to claim that. Cody versus Rock next year, 100%. I think that's the direction that we're going to get. I think we're going to get Cody and Rock for WrestleMania. That feels like a night 2 WrestleMania. What do you say, Brett?
What I heard back when Rock and Cody had their last meeting.
Mhm.
And I know you said you don't think Cody's going to have the belt, but I don't think they're facing each other for the people's title. But what I did read was that it's somehow going to be turned into Cody's title versus the people's title.
Oh my goodness!
So
please
then
no.
Cody beats Rock. Cody is officially the people's champion now. You know, again, that's just what I was reading, and I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. I hope that's not the case. But if it's going to be Rock and Cody, that belt's going to make an appearance again. They did the whole swap.
If we're talking what they should have done, if we're going to do people's champion, we really should have got, when it was possible, DDP and The Rock for who really is the people's champion. That was a missed opportunity, but there were a lot of those when that invasion started. Cena and Rock both at Mania, but not fighting. Or you want to see another rap battle versus Rock concert again? Because I don't. Okay, that would be the other thing. So Rock's heel now, or will definitely be heel upon a return.
Oh yeah.
Heel Rock versus neutral John Cena. Are the promos better out of The Rock as a heel?
Oh yeah.
Would it be more? Would Rock be better in a? I don't. It wouldn't be a rap battle, but like in a promo exchange, heel Rock come out on neutral John Cena.
Well, after WrestleMania, I think Rock's gonna have something for Cena.
I could see it SummerSlam.
Now, if it's a match, though, I don't know about that.
There are so many people John Cena could face.
Yeah, I don't need to see that match again. What did they split their matches in back-to-back years?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Cena retires under The Rock's boot. I love Cena though. I think on the way out we're gonna get Rock Cena at some point. We're gonna probably get Rock Cena, Punk, Cena Cody. Something I'm hoping for. I think Bayley's out of friends to come help her. I think Tiffany's having a little trouble staying covered up.
Maybe should have just went for a pump kick there instead of a big spine buster.
I wish Bayley had more friends. I feel so bad for Bayley.
Is she about to bip her with that and try to cash in? No.
Oh, God, wouldn't that be something?
Man.
If Tiffany tried to cash in right now? Oh, I think she's thinking about it.
No.
Oh, there's no way.
No. Naya's about to remind her, you're going to face me.
Behind the back. That's a good tease, though. Tiffany could have won the title right there.
Still would have had to defend against Naya. I don't know if I want that.
I know I want Cena versus Punk, but I think Cena would want to put someone over in the end. I agree. I think we got Bloodline promo here real quick. That was back when Paul Heyman was able to sleep. Brett, you may disagree. I think the story here is to do what Roman never did and cleanly beat Cody.
Man, you're hyped on that. I don't know. But he did just say they want to get all the titles back. So
Cody has not felt bulletproof as champion is the thing. Which I guess that's good. You don't want him to feel like Super Cena. But at the same time, gosh, I don't know.
he's gonna take the beatings and he's gonna win in the end.
He's gonna soak up that damage. We got Breaker maybe. Yeah, I think Breaker and John Cena is a definite possibility on Cena's way out. I hope it would be the Dr. Thugonomics versus Lesnar at Mania next year. Yep. Brock's got a couple other things to overcome before he comes back. You guys like Solo since Mania? I think he came out of his shell more. Like, we got to see more of his character instead of just being like this hired assassin and hired gun for the bloodline. You got to see a different side of Solo. Like, we've seen more levels to the character since WrestleMania because Solo's had to step up for the bloodline role. I don't think he's fully fleshed out as a heel just yet. I do think there's a couple more things that they could do with Solo, but if we're comparing this year to last year, Solo is miles better this year than he was a year ago. I like seeing him come out in the show. Now Roman and him are probably gonna fight over that shell at some point. You remember when Baron Corbin beat Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
WWE doesn't. No, neither does the cat.
Well, from what I heard, Kurt wants to forget it happened too. So
yeah, Kurt told me that. One of the first times I met Kurt, it was a signing in Indianapolis at Days of the Dead, and I went up to him and I thanked him for his career, and I told him I watched his match at WrestleMania, to which he immediately said, "I apologize." He was very open, and that's something that Angle has been very open about, that he wanted John Cena. He wanted to wrestle John Cena in his final match, but that's not what Vince wanted, and Vince had told Kurt, if it's not Corbin, you're not on the card.
yeah, heard that.
Which is garbage because it's Kurt Angle, like one of the all-time greats, one of the absolute all-time greats.
Amen.
And they're going to pump those pizza commercials back again. Been doing that since Monday.
Man, you know what? They did get me though.
Did you get the burger again?
No. I was gonna go for that Chicago style.
Yeah.
Totally went in. Didn't get the Chicago style.
You get the Chicago style?
I ended up getting something completely different.
What'd you get?
Hey man, they had 3 large topping for less and more.
More food, less money.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I will be getting that Chicago style though.
When did you guys become wrestling fans? 2002 for me. Well, Brett, I think we've been in a little bit longer. 1990 for me. I was a big Stinger fan growing up as a kid. Then I got introduced to Triple H and DX. And what about you?
I would say day one. I mean,
right out of the womb, you were a fan.
Yeah, I mean, my parents did say that they were big wrestling fans. They were like, they liked the name Bret Hart. And
you were named after Bret Hart.
I'm not saying that, but it was partially into is where it was. They were like, man, I really like that. My mom was a big fan of Poison.
Is your brother named Sean?
No.
They missed an opportunity.
Yeah. My mom was a big Poison fan, and lead singer of Poison, Bret Michaels. So my father's name, Mike. So it all just kind of like came together. They're like, oh, we really like this. So yeah, I mean, pretty much since that. What I remember, man, what I remember, getting the pay-per-view and watching, like, I remember very specifically Tyson as the enforcer for Austin and Michaels. I'm trying to think back if there was even more. I mean, obviously, like I said, day one fan. So it's like remembering exactly who. I know my parents told me I was really into the Ultimate Warrior. I had like one of the little beat 'em up guys, or you know what I'm talking about.
Wrestle Buddies?
The Wrestle Buddies, yes. I had an Ultimate Warrior because they were like, I always got like hype when he came out. But they said I was into Hogan too. So I mean, I think everybody was. I had one of the little bop 'em, and it was Hogan.
I had the bop 'em.
It was Hogan with the title.
Well, of course he had the belt.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I remember the same thing, being a big fan of DX, and following, a lot of the Attitude Era, like hands down. If you didn't live the Attitude Era, I'm sorry, because that was a time. As a kid, that was a time.
But for our friend here joining and watching in 2002, like you picked a great year. Like that was like peak WWE. The storytelling was phenomenal. If you were in charge of WWE, what would be one change or keep? Man, it's hard to answer that because WWE has been just knocking it out of the park as of late. One thing I would change on, it's something that shameless plug, I've gone on to do with my own professional wrestling company, House of Heat Pro Wrestling. More intergender tag team matches. There's a lot of talent out there wanting those opportunities, and WWE has the roster to certainly support a mixed tag division. And they could have titles. They did the mixed match challenge for a little bit, and they kind of got away from it. Bro, what would be one thing you would change or keep?
Man, I don't know if I can take any shots at the Juggernaut. I not to jump on it there, but I do like your idea of that. And I'm not a big fan of like just throw together matches. Like, no disrespect, I'm kind of confused with this tag match that's going on here, but I'm sure there was some lead up. So I mean, like the idea of having two people hold, intergender titles, but then you just could have anybody be like they're coming together to go after it. I think that's a cool idea. I think finding, I don't want to say another title because I feel like there's too many titles, but finding a way to add everybody into the mix some way, somehow. But it does seem like we are getting in that direction under this new era, if that makes sense. But it's like, I hate to feel like it's like a season thing. Like, oh, well, we're going to leave this person off TV for like 3 or 4 months and then just like put them back in. It's like, let them be seen somewhere in the back, have them involved in something. I love factions. So I would love to see 5 factions on Raw, 5 factions on SmackDown, if we don't already have that. But like big ones, you know what I mean? Like we used to have the Ministry, the Corporation, DX, like the bigger groups of 5 people. And then you can have obviously the dissension in a few while the others are fine. Like, so.
I mean, again, like the roster is so deep in WWE. I would like to see more talent get opportunity to shine, and they have NXT, they have SmackDown, they have Raw, but again, like you have so many wrestlers and only so many hours of commercial-free TV, so it is hard. You remember Tyson and Stinger is my favorite, and Orton. You guys are good vibes, love the positivity. Hey, we appreciate that, and we are here every Monday and Friday live streaming. Definitely check out all the interviews we've got on the channel. We've had Mandy Rose on. We've had Eric Bischoff, Matt Cardona, Devon Dudley, Ted DiBiase, Shane Douglas, the Sandman, Francine. So many people we've had the opportunity. Kurt Angle has been on the podcast with us before. Definitely check those out. But I think, Brett, is it safe to say Orton's your favorite? Am I wrong in that?
It's went through phases of it. I had to, Michaels really was probably who I was favored for. Like, look, as a kid and what we had for our internet at the time, trying to figure out if it was a work or legit if he was hurt, I'm like, please just come back. Like, I was begging for him to come back. So it was Michaels for a long time. I mean, before then, even probably say Bret Hart. And yeah, I mean, I adopted onto the Orton side of it because I saw where things were going with that. And of course, he got himself into his own problems, but not knowing, I'm like, why are they not giving this guy a chance? So all makes sense. But Randy's the man.
No, Randy is the man. I love Randy Orton. I have a question. What would you call or name this era? Please don't say the Paul Levesque era. I would say this is the era of opportunity. This is the biggest boom period we have had in professional wrestling, arguably since the Monday Night Wars. You have AEW, you have TNA, we have Ring of Honor, New Japan, WWE. We got crossover work between TNA and WWE. I think with as hot as the business is right now and how much more it's getting, I would say this is the era of opportunity. Like if you're going to make a name for yourself and be in the mix for the next 10, 15 years, this is the era to be in because there's so much going on. There are so many opportunities to go out there and do that. What about you, Brett?
Man, you got to let me go first one of these times because it's really hard to follow you. You know, I feel like everyone is going with saying it's just the modern, if you will, like because it's what's current. But man, I think this is I hate to rip it off and say like new attitude, but yeah, I mean that's what I feel. I feel like we're getting a modern day attitude era. We are getting the new product because we've been under, you know, the watch of somebody else for a long time.
We had the abusive step parent over us for the last couple of years. And now we've got a clean slate with WWE.
Yes. We've got the TKO era.
TKO era.
The TKO era.
The opportunity era. And eventually, if WWE ever watches this and steals this, you're welcome, guys. I don't want money. I will take a couple of tickets to WrestleMania. Doesn't even have to be front row. We'll take floor seats. We're not greedy. We just want to be able to see. We got another set of commercials here. It's not been as bad as Raw. That was rough.
That was very on that end.
But I am interested to see what Cody says on SmackDown when he eventually comes out after that loss to Solo. I think if Roman ain't showing up before SummerSlam, I think Roman is showing up at the conclusion of the main event for SummerSlam.
He's definitely showing up at a premium live event. I don't think they're gonna, unless they're really trying to drive up some ratings here on this. I don't think Roman's coming back until one of those.
Do you feel Roman's pop when he comes back, if it's at SummerSlam, will Roman's pop be bigger than CM Punk's return? Because they went nuts when Cult of Personality hit at Survivor Series.
Weren't they in Chicago?
Yes, they were.
Yeah, that's a loud crowd. I don't know if we're going to be out for SummerSlam. And it's going to be outside.
SummerSlam's in Cleveland.
But it's going to be pretty loud. It's going to be pretty loud.
I hope so. I'm ready for babyface Roman.
and then he comes back and he's heel.
I appreciate that. You get the credit back here. And remember, guys, just a quick reminder, sharing is caring. Please share the stream. If you've not already, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up, guys. A lot of cool interviews coming up. I can't reveal any names just yet. I like to have everything confidential and sealed before we make any type of an announcement. But again, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up, guys. Please do hit that subscribe button and drop some comments in here. We love the interaction with everybody. No, CM Punk hit hard, just ask Seth. That was beautiful. The Seth Rollins selling of the return of CM Punk was amazing. It really added to the return. It made it feel organic. It made it feel suspenseful. And I really thought it was a great way to bring back CM Punk. And we really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, man, check out everything we've got. Check out all the videos we've got. A lot of cool stuff. We're on Facebook, Heated Shenanigans Podcast on Facebook. Check out our independent professional wrestling company that I own, House of Heat Professional Wrestling, which is on Facebook as well. We're booking some of the biggest names in independent wrestling. And we're all partnered up with Muscular Dystrophy and Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, helping them out with our shows as well. So we are very thankful for all the opportunities that we have here and all the opportunities that are on the horizon for us coming in the future. Oh, no, it's all right. Hey, I do all this talking, man. I get thirsty as well. You know who we haven't seen on TV in a while? We haven't really seen anything out of the Hurt Business.
Lashley is out with, I believe, an undisclosed injury. Key phrase there, is that code for new character? I don't think so, because they were still talking about the Pride. That's what it's called, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the Profits just had a match a couple weeks ago. And I remember telling myself, I was like, oh, Lashley's hurt. So the Profits are probably going to drop this match. And the Profits actually won. So they're still, keeping life in it right now.
See, I think WWE missed an opportunity not calling them the Hurt Profits.
Hey, man, I was down to see just the Hurt Business back together.
That would have been dope to see. As soon as WWE announced a Mania and Indie date, I might be there. Craig, I hope you show up, man. You've been with us for a while, and we appreciate the heck out of you. It'd be great to finally meet you in person. And one of these days, we'll try to get over to a WrestleCade, get some of the people booked over there. Just being the weekend that it is and having to fly people around Thanksgiving, it's really hard to get some of the talent to want to step away from their families for Thanksgiving. But one of these days, we're going to make our way out to a WrestleCade. Who saw Mariah become the female version of MJF on AEW? I did not, but I am very happy that we finally got the Mariah May breakout.
She wasted no time with that. I had to literally pause it and rewind it because as soon as they get up there, as soon as they get up to the podium, Toni Storm just turns around and she grabs the belt and whops her with it. I was like, oh my gosh. No, like, here's the cup, here's the belt. No, just grabbed it and went right to it. Said, I'm going to beat the tar out of you until they say I can't do it anymore.
Did you see the bump that the Butler took?
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, I thought it was funny. Like, it's a good it was a good spot. But you know what? I think Mariah May's got a lot of potential. I think in that women's division, there is a lot of room for growth for Mariah. I need to watch more AEW now that MJF is back. Oh man, MJF has been back with a vengeance.
Are we talking about this right now?
MJF?
I mean, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay, because something's kind of been bugging me about this. So, we have this big, drawn-out story where we were all pretty certain, at least myself, that Adam Cole was the devil.
Yes.
And he was. So, before we even get like a match between MJF and Adam Cole, we now have heel MJF and heel Adam Cole. So, didn't we just kill all the build to what we were trying to get to?
Ooh. Yeah.
Unless Adam Cole is just not coming back, and we had to move on.
I don't know how a double heel would work. That's a good point, though. This is a good question, and Brett, I will let you go first on this. Who would you push to the moon in WWE and AEW? We'll leave that up there.
Push to the moon.
Male or female? Male or female?
Yeah. Well, if I'm being impartial,
Please, yes.
I mean, would love to see a Punk run all the way out, but to be fair, let's go back a little and say I really think that if they gave Mello a chance, hear me out.
Took my pick.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Because I was not a big fan of Mello at first, but he grew on me, and I'm like, man, this has got something behind it. So I think I'd have to go with him. AEW, I don't know who they can.
They got a young roster.
Who to push all the way up and through? Yeah, I mean Ospreay has got he's got the ability to be able to do it.
Okay.
And WWE has been able to do it with him. So why not cash in on that opportunity?
So for me, if I was going to push somebody to the moon in WWE, I would pick Bo Dallas. And hear me out on Bo. They have the opportunity to do something very special because The Undertaker is gone from WWE. Kane is gone from WWE. That role, that Ook'em Spook'em's character, that role needs filled.
Right.
And they've got the Wyatt Six, but with Bo, this may be a little bit old for some people watching, but anybody remembers the Manson family? Now follow me, stay with me here. Follow me. Charles Manson was the leader of the cult, the Manson family. Everybody underneath him did all the bidding. I think if they put Bo into that, like they're doing all this bidding, and they build up Bo wrestling to where it is something that it is scary when he gets in the ring because he's going to hurt somebody for real. Make Bo feel like a threat, a spectacle, if you will. That way, when Bo is on the card, it is special. It means something that Bo has had to get involved. If his family couldn't get it done and Bo has to do it, okay, it's bad. And it's going to have a bad result for the opponent. Bo would be my pick in WWE. In AEW, it's really hard because of that roster, right? Like they have a very young roster. They've got some vets mixed in. But looking at that roster, I'm going to go with somebody that's currently in Ring of Honor. I'm going to go with Billy Starks. Because I think Billy is someone that you could push in that women's division. I'm not saying run out there and have her beat Mercedes, but I do think you could get a lot of mileage out of a Billy Starks push. Ember Moon. You're watching TNA. I'm starting to get back into it. Ospreay and LA Knight, I would push to the moon. I think Brett would agree with you.
Hey, man. As we had a jump out of our seat moment on Monday with Rhea for you.
I went through 8 hours of commercials, man.
I jumped out of my seat and watched on replay 5 times over when Ospreay went across the stage and wiped out Swerve. That was insane. I don't know if anybody hasn't seen it, but wipe that man out. Like, just looked like it was midair. Like, yeah.
They just showed the graphic here. What are you making of the return of Bad Blood?
I love it. They gotta have a cage match for old time's sake.
They got to have the Cell. That's where the Cell debuted, was Bad Blood.
Cage, Cell, either. Oh,
Oh, give Orton that damn title.
But I need you to know, Cody, I need you to know, like it or not, things will solve themselves. Because I got your back. I will always look back.
Orton is going to turn on that man.
That's all. You know, that man loves to fight. Fought me tooth and nail, but I consistently stayed home with his family.
Orton insisted he stayed home.
His family. Find yourself in that ring tonight. Get that ugly small piece of it. But everything comes to an end. Everything eventually comes to an end. So when this business with the platform is finally over, we're gonna have a lot of men in this locker. Coming out of that championship.
Yeah, he's sitting next to one of them. Orton's coming for that title.
I figured he'd say, but I'll be in line too. He says, I got your back. Now, hold it.
Uh-huh.
I thought that they changed the belt a little bit after Cody won it.
Well, it showed up on TV.
That is very good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. No, I was thinking that the title got a little more gold to it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, probably.
Because Roman had, well, no, Roman had gotten the titles unified by then. But I thought the new belt had just more, that looked like the old belt still.
A little bit more gumption.
Could be wrong.
I freaked when they brought back Bad Blood. So did I. I was happy. Especially now that we're back to getting blood on WWE programming.
True. Very true.
I know a way to bring WCW back. Hear me out. WWE Halloween Havoc. Hey, as a WCW kid, Halloween Havoc and Fall Brawl, those were my two favorite events. I got to see War Games. It is worth mentioning WWE did reactivate their trademark on WCW.
So more footage, or we're still going to be able to see footage.
And they also trademarked Super Brawl and New Blood Rising.
New Blood Rising will go to
NXT. What do you do with LA Knight right now? Like this man, he's SmackDown's version of Jey Uso. He is so over regardless of if he wins or loses. But they don't have a belt on the man.
Gotta act on something before you lose steam.
Does LA Knight win the Royal Rumble?
That's a long way from now.
It is. I watch Halloween Havoc every Halloween. It never gets old. They made those stages feel so unique. Absolutely. How far back have you watched, though? Have you watched like the really old Halloween Havoc sets, or are we talking like the 90s? Because I was a fan of all of them. I want to say 97 was probably my favorite Halloween Havoc set. I believe that was the one where Piper, I think Piper showed up in 97.
Every single person at home, if they saw this man move on to Money in the Bank, right?
WWE needs to trademark Starrcade and have lethal lottery matches. Well, I think the lethal lottery idea is really good.
But there's something more important that happened right there. What happened right there is happening the United States champion.
1990s Havoc, I love, and LA Knight is stuck. I fear, but I hope I'm wrong. I mean,
Oh,
oh,
he's going over to Raw.
I got a little something to deliver a little bit earlier. Hot press in the Nick Robinson's office. And, let's just say what this has inside here was just for me.
is it a match?
Oh, yeah, he talked about pinning Logan Paul, so you're right.
Do we see LA Knight beating Logan at SummerSlam? Yeah. That man's got to win at SummerSlam. He can't keep taking these losses.
Well, I thought he already lost to Logan Paul at least once.
No, bro, do you see me rematches Chad Gable had? That dude had like 12 rematches. That man had like a losing best of 7. I think we're going to get it. I think we're going to get it. But Logan's not here. I legitimately forgot the U.S. title was even in circulation. LA Knight needs to win. Doesn't Paul really like him? I don't know. It's his buddy Nash that doesn't like LA Knight. The pop that man's going to get at SummerSlam if he wins the United States title. I think he's got it. I think we're going to finally get a singles title on. Okay, so I wanted to get your thought on this because I've heard a lot of people make this comparison. Do you think the comparisons to LA Knight to Diamond Dallas Page are warranted? Both started much later in life as opposed to a lot of wrestlers. Both are beloved and have had to work their way up to the top spot.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that. Something's going on. Yeah, I could definitely see that, though. But, I'm also a big believer of age is just a number as far as in the business is concerned.
Yes.
Because, look, I was told I couldn't start training until I was 18, and I'm still baffled to this day to say that I was working with, some of the guys when they were 15, 16, and they're still wrestling to this day. So it's like, you see some of the youngest to, even older, but
I'm with you.
I mean, I would see another 10 years out of LA Knight, like the shape he's in and just all of that. Like,
Well, WWE, you really don't retire until you're in your 60s. So if you look at that logic, the window for LA Knight, he's got another 20.
well, I think it's open now. When you know, somebody else was still in charge, you know, like a Kurt Angle. Hey,
Yeah.
you're
doing this, you're not doing it.
you're done. Yeah. Poor Rick. Oh my gosh, I could not believe that when I don't even know which Ric Flair interview or documentary it was, but he was like, yeah, he's like, Vince approached me and just was like, yeah, we're gonna put you on a retirement tour. And he's like, oh, I'm done wrestling. He was like, he's like, well, no. He's like, just when you lose next. And he's like, well, when's that? You know, it's like that would not be cool. Just to be like, hey, like, yeah, you're gonna be done if you don't want to be done. Is what I'm getting at. Like,
So
granted, Rick wouldn't have stopped wrestling. So
that's the thing. Like, nobody in wrestling ever retires. Like, everybody has come back for something. Shawn came out for the money in Saudi Arabia. Flair has been like a yo-yo. He's gone, then he's back. Hogan, same way. But I don't know. Like, I think if you want to really shock everybody, like, just stay retired. Like that'd be the
yeah. Well, I mean, Austin has kind of followed that suit because you rarely ever see that man anymore.
It's a good question, Brett. What's y'all's favorite pay-per-view of all time? Let's start with 2000 and go from there. Oh, man.
From 2000.
We're starting in 2000.
That's. Oh, man. I personally would have to say, because it has a moment that stands out, and it's not one of the big four either. Because I feel like that's just, you know, are we going with any of the big four?
I mean, if that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
The Rumble has hands down always been my favorite. Hands down always been my favorite. But if I go to like one that I feel like there's been some really big moments, Unforgiven.
Ooh.
Specifically, actually, I don't want to say specifically right now because someone's going to fix me on it. But I want to say it was 04. Orton versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight title on Orton's like 1 month.
That was 04.
run.
That was I think that was 04.
Yes. That will forever stand out and stick out to me because very unsafe chair shot. So, and then I do believe that a few years later we also had Edge versus Undertaker, possibly in Hell in a Cell, amongst some other things that Unforgiven, obviously. But if it's not the Rumble, I'd say Unforgiven is one that stands out. The one night stands were decently good too. I want to say RVD,
John Cena.
Nothing will touch that. That ECW. That night was insane.
God,
I honestly, I'm sorry. I honestly was like, are they really gonna have Cena win just to see if this riot happens? Because it's gonna happen. Like, but yeah, the show all around was insanely good.
God, those are so good.
Sorry, man.
No, don't.
That was what was there.
Man, I mean, I was always a sucker again for the Royal Rumble. Mania is always on the top. Mania is Mania. Man, like favorite pay-per-view, like Bad Blood was a big favorite. And what I kind of wish they'd bring back was the In Your House.
Yeah.
There were so many good In Your House pay-per-views.
There were. Didn't they have like different, like it was In Your House, but it had a little like side name with it, right?
It was like In Your House, Revenge of the Taker, Beware of Dog.
But it was ultimately an In Your House.
Yep.
Which was, yeah.
Bring back the
Those
In Your
good.
House,
Those were
WWE.
good.
Knight versus Rock for the People's Championship. I'd be okay with it. Don't know if you heard the rumors. Motor City Machine Gun signed to WWE.
So I saw a side article,
Uh-huh.
but it looked like it was not a reliable source, so I didn't click on it. But I did see the article. I was just like, it's not like, Sportskeeda or any of those ones that are like constantly, free plug there. Whatever.
Hey, Teddy
That's the ones
Long.
I see. So
Teddy does Sportskeeda. I'm Teddy's agent, so please plug it away.
yeah. So, but I did not recognize the source. But I was like, okay, so are they actually coming directly in? Are we sending them to NXT? Like, because if they're going to NXT, there's currently Invasion, and they were part of TNA. So I'm just kind of like, well,
Oh, I didn't even think about
that's
that.
interesting that they could be signed into NXT but side with TNA. So
Oh man. I'll tell you, if the Machine Guns are going to WWE, there is only one match I want immediately. There is one match, and that is Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. That is the first match that I want to see happen for the Guns. A lot of people want to see the Guns and the Usos go at it.
it'd be good. Be a lot of good matchups.
In Your House is so cozy, 100%. There's a lot of good names. There were some bad names, but most of all, they were really good names for In Your House. They had some weird ones. Ground Zero, I think, was one that they did. One night only. One night only. I don't know if that was an In Your House, though. That's the beauty of the network. We can always go back and watch.
I'm gonna do a little research here
Oh, please do.
because now, you really popped me with that In Your House. I love the In Your House.
Was it one of the matches with Ray? Was that In Your House?
There's a SummerSlam, I think.
It was at ECW. No, it was WCW.
I love the idea of using old pay-per-views in NXT. I do, because it keeps them with us. Like Heat Wave was a classic ECW pay-per-view. Brett had alluded to earlier that New Blood Rising will most likely be an NXT pay-per-view. It's a very appropriately named. I kind of feel if NXT was going to do their version of a WrestleMania, New Blood Rising kind of feels like a big event.
I've got it here.
You got it?
I've got him. Okay. So we have In Your House, It's Time.
Uh-huh.
Buried Alive. I'm not gonna keep saying In Your House.
I know. I know what you mean.
Mind Games. International Incident. Looks like Bulldog versus HBK. That was probably a banger.
That's where HBK became the Grand Slam champion.
Beware of Dog. Good Friends, Better Enemies.
Kevin Nash's last WWE event for a few years.
Yep. Sean, and him. And Degeneration X.
Gee, wonder what happened
In Your
there.
House, Degeneration X. Bad Blood. So there's
That wasn't In Your House.
Bad Blood.
That was also sadly the day we lost Brian Pillman.
Ground Zero, you did call that. Canadian Stampede. A Cold Day in Hell. Revenge of the Taker, I believe you said that. And Final Four. That was the last one, actually.
Bring it back, WWE. Bring back In Your House.
That was Austin, Bret Hart,
Sid and Vader.
Taker, and Vader.
Oh, that's right.
And a four.
Because that was to determine the winner to go on for the title at WrestleMania, because Austin won, but Bret should have won. But a very important statement, though. Craig believes in Joe Hendry. We all believe in Joe Hendry. NXT Starrcade. I like it. I love WCW. Keep bringing back the WCW pay-per-views. You know, for a brief moment in time, I thought Blair Davenport was Jamie Hayter.
I've heard that so many
I
times.
did.
I have heard that so many times.
I think it's the hair.
I mean, I feel Jamie's a lot better than Blair Davenport, but nonetheless, a very similar look.
Are they both from
The UK?
The UK, yeah.
I believe so. Oh, this will be a good question, Brett.
You like Blair, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who should break Ric Flair's 16 title wins? Charlotte, Randy, or Cena?
Randy.
Randy sits at 14 times. Cena is tied with Rick. Charlotte, they had to take titles away from her so she didn't blow her dad out of the water. They did. They if you go back and look, they took some away.
They needed to stop. But like I said, she has the belt. She loses the belt and takes time off, or is injured, and then comes back and gets the belt. And then I mean, look, she's Charlotte. I ain't saying anything like that, but I'm like, I would like to see her in a different storyline for a second.
You mean when the title's not involved?
Yeah. That's. I don't think anybody should. And honestly, I don't want to say it's impossible, obviously, because I think that they would take a chance on history. But that being said, as tight as Rick and Trips are, I really don't know if he is going to let that happen. I think he will personally want to protect that. We've already tied it, though, so it's kind of hard to say that because Cena and him are both at 16, correct?
Correct.
So you've tied it. So do you just break it?
I feel, okay, if John Cena does not break Ric Flair at 16, who's ever going to do it? The next I don't know who has the next closest, like actively, it's Randy at 14. But after Randy, I don't know who's got the most. Roman held those titles for a while. Roman's got to be at least 8.
I do believe it was something like that, 7 or 8. It was like he mained a ton of WrestleManias, like 10 of them, but he had defended it a bunch of them too.
I feel if WWE is ever going to make that commitment, like, okay, we're in the era of breaking records. One of Bruno's records came down. Honky Tonk Man's record is down. Tag team title records have come down. Rick's is one of the obtainable ones at the moment. Like,
I don't think Randy is planning on having that much more time to go on that many runs.
You just got to do it 3 times.
But I'm saying, I think honestly,
No, 10 more years.
well, if he said 10 more years, then maybe. But I think it might be Cena.
Do you do it? Like, do you go full cliche? If you're going to do Cena, do you do it at WrestleMania? Because it's got to be a big event, right? Like you're talking about breaking one of the most storied and historic records in wrestling in sports history. Like 16 times. Granted, if you add them all up, like Flair and Hogan are like in the 20s, but recognized through WWE, it is 16 times the world champion.
If he does it at SummerSlam.
Wait, does it have to be like?
Because I think he's gonna have.
Does it have to be Cody's title or Daniel's title?
Either.
Oh, then yeah, it's possible.
I think that he enters himself in the Rumble. He does. Well, maybe not. I don't want to say that because he said match, so maybe not the Rumble. But I do believe that Cena has his own match at WrestleMania, not for the title, and then ventures to it at SummerSlam to drop at Survivor Series to set up for whomever he ends up facing in December. That's where I think that might go if he were to get the belt. But I have not thought at one time that he's going to get the title.
It's going to be something that gains a lot of steam very soon. Like, people are going to start to. And you know what's wild? We lived in a world of professional wrestling for decades where people loathe the idea of John Cena as a champion. And now majority have come around and want Cena to get that 17th title and beat Rick. Wrestling's weird.
I thought this match was over. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, this match should be over. This match has not been very good.
Wow.
Respectfully, like, I
Shooting.
just. Blair looks blown up. Like, she looks completely gassed. Bubba Bomb.
Wow. Well, I
really thought Blair was going to win that.
thought, yeah, Blair was going to win that too. I thought it was her debut. We don't win debuts anymore.
We don't need debuts anymore. She looks like a hybrid of Jamie Hayter and Paige.
Is it?
Oh yeah, what's this I'm hearing? Corey Graves is like about to be abruptly replaced.
Corey Graves?
Yeah,
By who?
they hired an ESPN analyst guy
Oh, that schmuck.
for top dollar. So Graves someone's going to a 3-man team. I do believe someone's going to a 3-man.
Don't go to the 3-man team again. We just got out of that.
All I know is Graves is not going to be in his current role because this guy is taking it. So he's not going to be play-by-play, I believe it is.
But Graves is so good. Like, how do you look at Corey and be like, you know, you've been good, but there's the door. Like,
They lost him so quick.
Yeah, I think they
should have kept him
defended him twice, maybe.
that babyface Austin Theory turn is coming. You know, it'd be a great place to debut the Motor City Machine Guns. SummerSlam this year.
Yeah.
Maybe like at the end of it though. Actually, no.
I mean, as long as they show up. Do y'all see Grayson turn on Austin or Theory, vice versa?
Grayson.
I think Grayson's going to turn on Theory.
I think for something different, as the question seems to be being asked here, I think it would be interesting because they've already thrown it out there. Like, Theory has heard Grayson Waller talking bad about him. So I feel like Theory turns on Waller before he can turn on him would be more entertaining. Like,
I think we're going to get the turn tonight, though. You guys remember Lashley's debut? Wait at Survivor Series or before. Also, love Graves. Don't replace him. We agree with you. Keep Corey Graves. I am not 100% sure, to be honest with you, on when Bobby Lashley debuted. I honestly do not. But was it 07?
I'm going to be honest with you. Until like probably the last 5 years, I really wasn't a big Bobby Lashley fan. So
What?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand it. But Lashley's so good.
What was he even like about Bobby?
Man, it was like it was kind of like big body, and then he goes to talk. I'm like, oh, he can't talk. And
Wow.
I'm like, okay, like, but he's got a look. And I was like, oh man, but I don't really like his work either. So it's like personal preference. I was a lot younger, obviously. You're saying 07, but I'm just being honest. So then, like, he has his run, and then he goes to TNA, right? And I'm like, man, I didn't really like him in his WWE run.
Uh-huh.
I really don't like him in his TNA run. That's where I was going, and I was like, I can't. Like, I as crazy as it might sound, but then once he came back, I was like, okay. I started vibing with it a little more. So
I think
as crazy as that sounds, I am no help there.
I think our man here hit it. Batista was there. That role was filled.
Yeah,
That job position had been filled adequately.
that match should have happened. That's where they should have went.
You know what match?
Two big jack guys just going at it.
What we should have got? Lesnar Batista. We never got it. We'll never get it.
Nope.
Still what happened?
I'm not saying Lesnar Batista would be Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle in the ring, but it would be a damn impressive show of power.
Yeah. I feel like they're starting to get towards more of the big guys, so hopefully they throw 3 or 4 of them all in there and
I
look for chaos.
It just dawned on me we never got Batista Lesnar, and I'm mad about it. I'm so mad I kicked the stool. I'm sorry, stool. But no, we never got Batista and Lashley either.
Would you consider Dijak a big guy?
What about Batista versus Braun? Oh, that'd be good. 2005 Lashley debut, No Mercy, Simon Dean. And then, it was January 2005. Batista, the weird thing is, like, there's a lot of Batista matches. A lot of big Batista matches we never got. Which, I mean, the crazy thing is with that, like, we had Batista was there for a big run with a lot of the stars we have today. Who was Simon Dean? If you watched ECW, he was Nova, part of the Blue World Order. He was the Hulk Hogan of that parody group. But Simon Dean was Nova in ECW. It had a much bigger run in ECW. However, I feel the Simon Dean character had a lot of meat on the bone that we never got. He made his mic skills develop in WWE ECW. Yeah, I like I said, I thought he had a tremendous run in ECW. Wasn't like they didn't really invest too much into Simon Dean in WWE. Do you remember, speaking of that time period, do you remember when Jillian Hall had like the growth on her face?
And Boogeyman ate it off.
The Boogeyman ate it off?
Yeah. Yeah, it was gross. I'm glad he did that. I know that was the point of it. Yeah. That it was so fake, but it was so gross to still look at. Man.
The cat will not lay down. The reason I asked, I never watched SmackDown in 2005. There was some good stuff. I would recommend going back and giving it a watch. There were some good gems on SmackDown.
We still had GMs then, right?
Teddy.
I'm sure we did.
I want to say 2005 was like the rise of Edge.
The Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon
Yep.
GM. Those were some good times too.
Boogeyman. Oh, Logan Paul's going to show up to work next week. I really wish Carmelo Hayes would have got Money in the Bank.
That was my pick.
They punted it. They punted Money in the Bank. We got talking in the background.
Not Adam Pearce.
No.
Still missing.
No, he's probably held up the Wyatt compound. Who's ready for him versus El Idolo? We are.
I'm fully expecting Mello to get caught out of midair with an elbow. respectfully, expect to see that in that match.
Spike did host Raw. You were correct. That was a rough debut.
Was she's about to smack her. Can feel it. Oh. Wow. Okay.
There it is. There it is. Yes, yes. Chelsea is a national treasure. International treasure. Canada, US, everybody loves Chelsea Green. 2005 No Mercy was Eddie Guerrero's last pay-per-view. This is unfortunately true. Hornswoggle deserves one last match. I love that dude. Did you ever work a show with Swoggle?
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
Did you work Swoggle?
Oh no. But I will tell you where I actually met him the night of the show.
Where did you meet Swoggle?
Well, you know, we were we were in Wisconsin. I'm trying to pull it to me here, a little tiny town. But regardless, and I wanted some cheese, and they said the bar sells some pretty good cheese.
Okay.
So I went up to the bar to get some cheese and a beer with my guy Scotty Young, and we weren't there but 5 minutes, and here comes Swoggle. Gets up, it's like 2 seats down. We're just chatting. He sees us. Hey. And it was on from there because of course, you know, it was just the boys and they're drinking anyway. So one way before the show, might I add. Way before.
I'm calling it Grayson does a Mariah May turn. I could see that. You met him? So funny. What a story. Yeah. Since this is your first time watching, I used to do independent wrestling up until a Hard Issue. Brett currently is on the independent scene wrestling. And Brett had the opportunity to work Zach Gowen a few years ago. Maybe a little bit more than a few years ago. But Brett's been around the business for a while and is unquestionably one of the best.
Appreciate you. Actually worked with Gregor Iron a handful of times as well, as they used to be partners. So
I really would like to see what a Brett and Matt Cardona match would look like. I think I know a guy that could make that happen.
I'm listening to you, but Gargano broke his face. Oh, he just broke his face. Oh, wow.
No way.
Brett is a legend, man. Nice to meet you both. I'm Austin. Well, Austin, it is great to meet you.
Let's go, man.
I met Swoggle before. He is so nice and awesome person to meet him at WrestleCon, Texas. I think I still got the graphic up here. I think. So a part of Heated Shenanigans podcast, one of the other things that we do is we do book wrestling talent. One of the talents that you can book through Hat Trick Shenanigans Entertainment, which is owned by Heated Shenanigans podcast, you can book Kelly, Barbie Blank for events through us. You can also book Lisa Marie Varon, Victoria. And you can also book Eugene, Nick Dinsmore, through Heated Shenanigans Podcast, along with several other talents as well. Hat Trick Shenanigans Entertainment. Check us out on Facebook. Kelly. Yeah, we work with Kelly. I am one of her agents. I've actually got Kelly booked to go to Minnesota October 26th for Midwest All-Star Wrestling in, I believe, St. Paul, Minnesota. Working on some more dates to bring Kelly to some stuff. Really, I've enjoyed my time working with Kelly. One of the absolute best. Mackenzie Mitchell is another one that we represent as well. And on Heated Shenanigans Podcast, we were joined by Mackenzie Mitchell. We have that interview up on Heated Shenanigans Podcast. Make sure to check that out. Once Brett gets back here, I'll pop this question up. There's Brett.
I can't even make this up. I'm so sorry. I was like looking at the clock and I'm going, no way. We still have an hour and a half program.
No, we got 24 minutes left.
We're almost done.
Question for Brett. How was wrestling Facade?
Facade? Oh man. Okay, well, it's always great when I get to run into Facade, even if we're not working each other, because we've both been in the business for so long. But it's like we always say the same thing when we see each other. We give each other a hug, and we're like, how do we never see each other? Because we just are always in opposite places. And obviously, I've taken a little time off here recently, but man, it's great. I'll tell you, true story. We were in Cincinnati for a show, and he says, hey, it was like a four-way, maybe even a scramble. Don't hold me to it, but all I know is him and I had a spot that we definitely were going to be doing. We had to. But he comes to me and goes, hey, what do you think about this? I want to give this dude a destroyer on the apron. And I said, man, it sounds like a bad idea. He goes, yeah, but there's padding. And I look at it, and this padding is, it's like this. But when you step on it, it wasn't like, it was very old. So there was nothing there. I go, I think you're going to possibly not land on the apron. He goes, all right, cool. He goes, I think we're going to do it. So that's just kind of the flaw, the story there with that. But great guy, inside and out of the business. I love any opportunity and chance that I get to be on a show or even work with. We've had some good matches, good spots.
Say quick comment here. Eugene is amazing though, such a determined trainer from what I've seen. I love Eugene.
Oh, I'm
phenomenal.
I'm so sorry. Did I tell you the outcome of that destroyer spot?
No, what happened?
Oh yeah, they didn't hit the apron. Yeah, they didn't. I was over at a distance, so I saw it about to go down, and I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna see them land on the apron. No, I just saw them flip and disappear. But by the time I got over, everyone was fine. So yeah, thought I'd just add that in there.
No, it's good though.
Yeah, the crowd went nuts for it though. I just wish I could have seen it.
At least you didn't have to take it.
Oh no, I was good. I was good with our spot.
What should Mariah May's reason for the hellaciously destroying Tony Storm on AEW?
All the belittling. She did kind of backhand belittle her a lot.
She should say something along the lines of she's tired of being a back seat when she's the main attraction.
I like that.
But that was so smooth. I do think though Mariah May has a lot of potential in AEW, and I thought the titles were about to change hands right there.
No, we got a turn coming.
I truly hope though that they do not revert Tony back to what she was prior, because timeless Tony Storm is just that. It is timeless, and it's a custom fit for her. And I hope she has a long run with this character, because there's a lot to like. That would have been a very embarrassing way to lose that. Well, this might be.
God.
I think it's time to meet in the middle. Here we go. Oh, ho, ho. Mamma mia. Oh,
I didn't realize it was on 252.
do we see the turn now? Is it time? And if it happens, I'd like to point the irony that there's a turn after a DIY match.
You know, maybe we're going to get the Grayson Waller effect with Austin Theory as the guest next week.
Ooh. Okay, that might be better.
You know, we always have a turn on these shows.
On a talk
On
show?
a talk show, yeah. Someone's got it.
I mean, Sean turned on Janetti in the barbershop.
Jericho put Sean through the TV.
Oh, the Theory's pointing at something. Here it is. Oh.
No, we're going to go into the final segment.
Oh God, that was clean. Do you see that Samoan drop?
Keep taking out.
This is counterproductive to my machine guns versus DIY wish. Oh my God. This isn't gonna lead to the guns. This is sad. Jeez, he about spiked himself with the drop.
Nobody does that all the time.
You know what's wild though? He's the only one out there.
No way.
Oh my God!
Dude, I don't know how he does that.
What did you?
He's the only one.
That flip! He's gonna do it again!
Oh, dude, I'm done.
God!
I'm done.
This dude's the best worker in the bloodline! That's the tribal chief!
There they are.
Okay. That's the tribal chief! The hell's Solo doing?
Solo would just come out and spike people. That man just did so much in such a short time.
What?
Yeah. So that turn.
No, yeah, wait, we ain't getting the turn this week. We got the seeds planted. Jacob is gonna be a problem. Yeah. He's a big problem. That dude just nuked 4 people effortlessly.
Now it makes sense why Paul Heyman was like, hey, we should pull this back a bit. Now it's starting to make sense.
Do you guys see how exhausted they made Paul Heyman look before the attack? He looked beat. I love the attention to detail, or Paul is having a crap day. I think Paul legitimately put effort into that. He really got it over. And we haven't seen – I think we'll see Paul come back at SummerSlam
With Roman.
bringing Roman. But, okay, let's take a step back. What if it isn't Bloodline versus Bloodline? What if it is the new Bloodline versus the Paul Heyman guys of Roman, Punk, Brock Lesnar? There's a 4th one in there somewhere.
I could go for Brock and
Curtis Axel.
Fatu.
This man said Curtis Axel. Oh, he'd love a paycheck right about now.
I just want Roman to return already. I love Roman.
Oh God. Paul's gonna get Brock and Roman and the Yitsos. That's their new team name now. By his side, that's my prediction. What's y'all's? I mean, it's cool to think about war games here. Roman will reign in the end. That could be an in your house. Roman's reign. The story of the bloodline, I think, like, does take parts. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Some I'm familiar with.
There are parts of the story from Breaking Bad that Roman and the bloodline do remind me of. And Roman's return is going to feel very much like when Heisenberg goes out in that blaze of glory and reclaims everything that was taken from him that he could get back, without giving away any spoilers. But I'm interested to see what direction they go for Survivor Series. Gunther better win that title. I don't care how he does it.
Well, at this rate, it's going to be Ludwig that's going to cost him the title.
Oh, we're going to.
Because he disappeared off TV.
So Giovanni Vinci.
He went to NXT, I thought.
That man's on a milk carton somewhere.
Oh, he got drafted to SmackDown.
Oh, he did.
I wouldn't show up, though. Not with these guys.
Cody's coming.
Solo's hair looks like ramen noodles. Solo got that heat. He's going to have that title, too. Were you guys fans of Roman in 2016? I liked Roman, not Bryan, which is rare. No, I will fully be transparent. I became a Roman fan the minute he turned heel. I'm not even going to try to. What about you?
I mean, I'd say I least liked him in the beginning of the Shield, but definitely was liking by the end of the Shield. However, when it got to the point of them just trying to shove babyface Roman, is when I was like, okay, I'm out. I need a timeout. But heel Roman got me back. That was needed. Very needed. Should have done it with Cena. Did it with Roman.
Says, oh God, help us, Roman.
Your Shield will never be a thing. Hold on.
So this ends what? Cody's going to come out and get jumped? Ha! You people don't deserve Roman.
So Roman's going back.
They're really wanting.
Oh, God. Roman is going to get a Road Warrior pop when he comes back.
I thought they were going to try to be hush-hush on where Roman was going.
Here he comes. Understood. I was behind Roman from his debut, but I love the Shield so much. The Shield was this generation's D-Generation X in terms of popularity and what it meant to WWE. Minus like all the jokes. Are they going to end it with a beatdown though? Like, is Cody about to get like? Okay, something I also got to say. for a babyface who is the son of Dusty Rhodes. This dude dresses like he is the son of Ric Flair.
Look, there was such a history there.
Like, he even has Flair's hair color.
Dusty's.
I don't think Dusty even owned a suit in his entire life. I really don't.
No, I heard it's because like it's just the way he dresses in like real life. He wants to look presentable and stuff.
Like, I'm used to John Cena like in jean shorts. Cody's about to walk in there and get cooked.
Yeah. He might have wanted to go in his gym wear, like tracksuit or something to this.
Jack with his pants. Don't worry.
You know what's going to be very unfortunate, though? When Roman comes back, Cody very quickly becomes the number 2 babyface.
No,
You don't think?
Roman's gonna be number 1 babyface? He's on go.
I'm sure you can figure this out. We want the same thing. Now, of course, gotta speak to Nick and all this, but you might as well consider it official. SummerSlam, the undisputed WWE.
Cody's dropping that belt at SummerSlam. You heard it here first.
How long he held it? He hasn't even held it for that long. He hasn't even held it for a year.
He held longer than Drew. That's where we're at.
What? If it was really up to me,
It'd be
I'd
tonight.
have to make equal
I'm thinking
decisions.
so.
I wouldn't be waiting till SummerSlam. I want to do it here and now.
Could Cody turn heel when Roman comes back? It's possible.
Somebody has to come out.
I
Somebody has
don't
to come
think we
out.
get heel Cody.
Somebody has to
Not
come
for a
out.
while. Not for a while.
Hey, you stay safe out there too, Austin. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we see you with us on Monday, man. Have a good weekend. Here comes Randy. Randy's going to need some help, though.
I don't know how Randy's still as jacked as he is, dude.
No, that's gonna take too long. You just gotta bust out some RKOs. Okay.
He moves and lets Cody eat it.
No, I think he's about to no-sell this RKO. Disrespectful man. Oh.
So if Roman's using it,
There's no way Roman's going to come back to help him.
Is Jimmy enough to help right now? No, nah.
Not Jay.
boy, Randy's career fell if Jimmy's coming out to make the save.
Okay.
All right, so they're just gonna destroy Orton. Now dump dog food on him.
Bro,
They're putting hard times on Cody Rhodes.
Oh, we can't write Randy on TV. Come on.
They're gonna do another Shield powerbomb. Made sure Randy could get that hand up. So the story they're telling you, clearly it's 4-on-3.
So there's one more.
It's going to be Roman. War Games is going to be this team. It'll be Cody, Randy, Roman, and Kevin versus the Bloodline. He just like pushed him. Oh, that's a good line.
And then spike Cody.
Solo's getting that belt.
Roman's going to help Cody. Roman's coming back and helping Cody.
It's Jamie Noble. Boop. They still got 2.5 minutes left. We got anything else coming? Are we going home early? We're going home early.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of people got wrecked there at the end.
I think Kevin did not sign a new contract, so he is a free agent past SummerSlam. Oh, I think they're going to get that deal taken care of. Well, guys, we want to thank you again for joining us. We had a heck of a good time here tonight on the SmackDown live stream. Brett,
I guess.
Brett's kid popping in here.
You want to pop your face in there? Yeah, there you go.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We had a great time. And, guys, we will see you Monday night when we're live streaming Monday Night Raw. So, everybody out there, take care, and we'll see you on the next.